are his best spots on the floor, and most shots for KD are good, but he wants great ones. And Kevin, since that time, KD's scoring efficiency has gone from good to phenomenal.
And in 2012-13, he became the 7th player Clark ever to tally a 50, 40, 90 season.
KD joining his role model, Larry Bird. Something special. Thanks, Dort.
Russell Westbrook, maybe the most athletic and explosive point guard ever to play in the NBA. As some people would say. What about you?
Well, you know, it's hard to say ever, but Russell Westbrook clearly plays with the kind of ferocity that I've not seen at the point guard position. The only guy that comes to mind is probably Derrick Rose prior to his injury. I think Westbrook's aggression, powering through contact, probably gives him the edge. He plays almost angry.
A lot of torque.
A lot of torque.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something to behold. I've not quite seen a guy at the point guard spot bring that kind of athleticism and speed and tenacity to the position.
I like how you mentioned Rose because I would agree, and that's a great way to kind of figure out where he is when Rose is healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
The pre-injured Rose was...
He was right in that same category.
You got it. 3 from the inbound.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Durant with another miss.
I think the game plan needs to change here, guys, if they're going to get out of the hole because he's not helping their offense. And Russell Westbrook, maybe the most explosive first step in the league. I mean, he doesn't just get an angle on his defender. He leaves them completely behind with a free run to launch all those shots around the rim.
LeBron kicks to Smith. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
Boy, Westbrook, once he blows by that first defender, he is absolutely fearless attacking the help defense. High-flying power dunks, finishes with both hands. He's a bad, bad man.
I thought the defense really kind of slacked off there. He's going to drill those threes when he gets a good look.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Thunder trailing by 10. Shot is no good. Good D by LeBron.
Boy, they've really dominated on the glass, and of course they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victor.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
They looked very stable, pretty much from the get-go, guys. A solid output, solid effort. And, you know, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game, but they were pretty solid there.
I was very impressed with the balance they displayed, guys. Different people carrying the load, scoring, making assists, unselfish play. Everything was working for them to get that victory.
And the Thunder making a change here. Enes Kanter's checked in for Adams. Baca comes in for Nick Collison. Kevin Durant's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Augustine. Irving attacking. LeBron with it. Guarded now by Durant. No coverage that time. 14 points for Kyrie Irving.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Boy, the ball movement's been fantastic here the last few possessions.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag.
He had a nice open look right there. 14 points for Smith.
Another good pass, and their offensive execution has been impressive, to say the least.
The last 4 field goals have been assisted. Yeah, passing has kept the defense off balance, but to get assists, you got to make a shot.
He hits both from the stripe.
You know, he's as close to a sure thing as you can possibly have when he steps to the line.
And here's LeBron outside. And the release was before. And so that's the end of the first half. Cavaliers ahead, leading by 10. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. The players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for Oklahoma City right now, Durant outside for 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Roberson is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Cantor in the pivot spot manning the middle.
Well, J.R. Smith, a guy who can take your breath away with his talent one moment and then exasperate you the next. Unbelievable talent, but he can be erratic offensively, especially with his shot selection.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, the Cavs' David Blatt, the first ever NBA head coach directly hired from the international ranks. Though he grew up near Boston, a die-hard Celtics fan, he represents all the aspiring NBA coaches from abroad, saying, quote, "I feel a great sense of responsibility. I feel like I've got to do a good job." Kevin, he's certainly got the personnel to do it.
A roster loaded with talent, Doris. Indeed. Thank you. There's the bucket. Good. Irving's got the lead up to 12 now for the Cavs.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
And let's step back for a second to look at the top shooting point guards in basketball this season. 5th on the list, Kyrie Irving.
Some remarkable shooters in that group, guys. And you know that when you're seeing those types of numbers at the point guard position, you're talking about some very intelligent, patient players.
Precisely. I mean, when you watch any of them, nothing's forced. I mean, it's good, smart shot selection, simple basketball. But that being said, don't take anything away from their natural ability to flat out bury that jumper. They can do that too.
And it's off from 3-point range. Westbrook kicks to Cantor. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Cantor's got his first basket.
You can always depend on him to put the pass right on the money.
Timeout called. Cleveland. There's a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And the physical nature of their last meeting was just as they had hoped for. I mean, they drew a ton of fouls in that game and went on to win it.
And the Thunder making a change here. Ziegler's checked in. Smith's shot is good.
So nice to have a guy like that who can take charge at any time.
Yeah, so many of his passes, Steve, have led directly to baskets.
They get the rebound. Cantor's shot is off. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Irving with a clean look. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Irving's got 10 points here in the second half. And I want to hear your take on what Steve was just talking about, Clark. How big a role do you think foul trouble played in that win?
Yeah, it was large, humongous, I think, because of the foul trouble. That forced them to use lineups down the stretch that they weren't really comfortable with. So it was a big, big factor. He's showing no signs of letting up here.
From 15 feet away, bank shot, no good. And there's the call on James. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Dion Waiters checked in for Oklahoma City. Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession.
Taking a look back over the last month, Kevin, let's check out how Cleveland stacked up. 6th in three-point field goal percentage, 10th in assists, and then the top half of the league in getting high percentage shots as well. Not too shabby.
Yeah, this is a team that shoots the ball well, and I think the key is their accuracy from the three-point line. You look at that number in the top 10, as you talked about, Clark. You know, they've leaned on this of late particularly, and I think their success from the three-point line has really allowed their offense to open up and become more balanced.
Nobody near Irving. No good with the triple. Down low. It's stolen by Smith. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's Thompson with the jam.
That's the epitome of teamwork right there, Kevin, on the alley-oop.
And Clark, what about the finish? Bring her down with some thunder.
Yeah, lightning too.
But I'll tell you, the pass was even better. I mean, he put it on an absolute platter for him. Russell Westbrook, one of the best success stories when it comes to converting a scoring guard to playing the point. But it's his overall talent that's made him successful. His will, his competitiveness, and his incredible athleticism.
Here's Smith. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Complete domination. What a game for Smith. 16 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point lane.
I'm sure they'd like to get him a few more of those, so look for them to run some screens for him, try to pop him open.
Durant's checked in for Kyle Singleton. And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession. Iman Shumpert is checked in for Tristan Thompson. Durant with a wide open look. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Durant's got 16 points. Irving dishes to Mozgov. Outside Shumpert. To the middle. The drive by James. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 9 points in the game so far.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top. He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
The Cavaliers leading by 16. Irving attacking. And again, it's Cleveland.
It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Westbrook passes to Durant. That doesn't go either for Durant. Here it goes. Here is Augustine. LeBron is the 3 with Thompson at the 4. Kyrie Irving is out there with J.R. Smith. And it's Mozgov in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. And they double up James. On its way from Irving for 2. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. James has got his 9th assist in the game now. It's deflected. Stolen by Thompson. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
To the inside. And the dunk by James.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And I love how he goes with that one-hand tomahawk slam. Beautiful.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Enes Kanter's checked in for Steven Adams. Baca comes in for Nick Collison. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Augustine.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And Smith with the stuff.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game.